Hey there, leaders. Have you ever wondered how innovative ideas can sometimes just lead us back to square one? With Rise and Shine Leaders, this is Glenn Guyton, your cultural futurist, equipping organizations with effective strategies to foster a culture of innovation, reduce workplace stress, and elevate team performance. It is time for our executive coffee break. I have my beverage in hand. I hope you have yours too. They say that you can't choose your family, but you can choose your workplace culture and, of course, your beverage. Leadership matters, so you might as well get good at it. And if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Well, today I want to dive into a fascinating turn of events. It involves three major streaming services. You may have seen this already. Netflix, Apple TV Plus, and Peacock are now going to be under the banner of Comcast, which was traditionally a cable provider. These platforms, those three streaming services, were going to be cable killers. You remember that? Cut the cord. Everyone was cutting the cord. But now they are part of a strategic bundle. And so it feels like we're going back to the future. I was talking about this with a few friends of mine. I said, hey, we might as well just break out the 80s. The 80s is back. Gen X, I love it. I'm going to break out my my Sony Walkman. I'm going to break out my 12-inch vinyls. We're just going back to the future. So what happens when we think about all this innovation and creative ideas and you know, we're always pushing innovation. I'm pushing innovation that we need to do things differently. We need to think differently. But we've come full circle. And I just joked about the 12-inch vinyl. Hey, turntables and 12-inch vinyl is making a comeback. People want that sound that we had in the 70s and 80s. They're bringing that back. People are spending thousands of dollars on turntables, and I know when I had a turntable growing up in the 70s and 80s, we didn't spend $1,000 on a turntable. But you know, now they have all these fancy materials and everything. So we're going backwards, right? It seems like we're going backwards. And with the cable company, you know, we're going to cut the cord. We're going to divorce ourselves from cable. But now the cable companies are saying, hey, we'll do the streaming for you. Now they've evolved some, but it seems like we're going backwards, right? Like what happened as we think about innovation? So let's just talk about that just a bit today. The shift back to bundling. This move by Comcast might seem like a step backward, back to the cable bundle days, but I think it's a brilliant adaptive strategy. It is a form of innovation. Companies realize that while consumers want choice, they also seek convenience and value, which bundles provide. Basically, people are lazy, right? We're lazy. We don't want to have to subscribe to three different things and keep our mind on three different bills and three different passwords and all these other things, all these different logins. And so Comcast said, hey, we're gonna go back and we're gonna meet a need. We have the infrastructure. We're losing customers. The streaming services are struggling because there's too many streaming services, and so people feel like they're missing out. Like, hey, who do I subscribe to? When I had cable, I could just get it all in one place. And cable says, yes, you could. So we'll bring it back. We'll do it for you. I don't know what the economics are of this, but it's going to work. I think it's going to work. It may seem like a step backward, but sometimes reimagining what we used to do is a form of innovation. It's not always creating something new, but it's taking what we do and maybe figuring out how to do it better. So kind of looking back, and that's exactly what Comcast did. And that's the part I like about being a cultural futurist. It's not only about driving us to this unknown, unforeseeable future, but it's also about looking back at what history has taught us about things. Okay, how can we improve on that? What lessons did we learn? And so as we push forward, what will the lessons of the past teach us? So I think that's part of innovation. We want to be forward looking, but we can't forget what it looked like in the past. A lesson for leaders. As leaders, this teaches us the importance of flexibility and listening to our market. So important. Sometimes innovation doesn't mean scrapping the old, but rather improving it to fit new consumer behaviors and expectations. And so we're merging the future and the past, and we're listening to what's going on in the present so that we can stay ahead of the market. We can stay ahead of market trends. We want to innovate before things start to decline. Once things start to decline, it's almost too late. How do we apply this as we think about organizational leadership? Well, in our organizations, we often push for groundbreaking changes. Yet it's crucial to remember that sometimes the best way forward is to enhance what we already have. This could mean refining existing workflows, leveraging established platform for new services, or reintegrating traditional methods that may have been overlooked. And to me, this is where our core values come in. You can be innovative, but you really have to understand who you are at your core. What is it that you do well? What's our core mission? What are our core values? There's some interesting studies when you think about, let's say Kodak, for example, about what they do. What did Kodak do? And I'm doing this on the fly, so forgive me if I don't get too deep into it. But Kodak, it was a picture company, right? It's a picture company, but are they a film company? Like, are they a hard film? Did the format matter? I think, my understanding is Kodak had an opportunity to really get into the digital technology, and they didn't. And so we have to figure out what business are we in. If you're Kodak, are you a film company, a tangible film? We make this thing. Do we create memories, or do we create pictures? What is it that we do? If we say we're a company that creates memories, that lasting photographic memories, then it doesn't matter what the format is. It doesn't matter if we do it on paper. It doesn't matter if we do it with digital pixels or if we do it with celluloid film. So we can evolve and adapt even if the medium changes. That's what we have to figure out. What is it that we exactly do? And so if the medium changes, if people want to stream rather than plug in that coax cable, y'all remember that coax cable that you had to plug in your house and screw it in, and you had to snip it and splice it and do all those things. Or now we're using, Cat 5, Cat 6, whatever cat we're on now. I don't know what cat we're on. Doja Cat. Whatever cat we're on, we use cable. Now we wireless. All those things are what we use now. So if Comcast said, "Hey, no, we're only going to provide our services through coax cable," or we have to have a Cat 5, they weren't going to last. It doesn't matter what the medium is. This is what people want. People want entertainment. They want these images to get into their home. It doesn't matter if it's through the cable lines or if it's through the air or whatever, or if it's magic. Whatever it is, we're going to adapt to that, and we're going to find a way to continue to provide these entertainment services. Whether we are technically a cable company or not, we're going to get this information to our customers, and we're going to do it to make it simpler for them, and we're going to do it to make it more cost effective. So we do want to continue to encourage our teams to think critically. We don't want to get stagnated and say, well, we don't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. No, we need to continue to evolve, but that evolution may look different, right? It'll manifest itself in different ways. So we want to continue to encourage a culture of continuous improvement. Encourage your teams to think critically about innovative failures. Sometimes we learn more from what doesn't work than from what does work. So think critically about innovative failures, initiatives that didn't work out but taught us valuable lessons. This approach not only fosters a culture of innovation, but also builds a resilient team that is not afraid of recalibrating strategies when needed. Maybe I should change what I do to recalibration. Hey, recalibration is really important. Sometimes we just need to reset. But again, don't lose focus on who you are at your core, what you do, even though the medium may change of how you do it. The environment may change, but still do your thing, continue to be innovative. And sometimes that means just looking at some of your past past successes and making them better, right? To fit the new paradigm, to fit the new world that we are in. All right. Thank you for your time today, but let's not forget the strength and perseverance that it takes to lead with empathy and inclusivity. Better leaders get better results. So to every one of you leading the charge for a more supportive and engaging workplace, I leave you with this. Stay bold, stay inspired, and remember that your actions today shape the culture of tomorrow. My name is Glenn Guyton. You all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.